Angel Reese All-Star Weekend Edition! How about it?
Let's get it! Hey, you know what they say? 4 is more.
Bang!
Her loyal fans showed out in Indy, all 4 of them, and somebody's drunk uncle. Take a look at what unemployment looks like.
Bang! What do you mean you didn't watch the All-Star game?
You're telling me you have a social life? What?
What's butter pecan mean? It's provocative. It gets people going.
Butter pecan! Bang!
I hear everyone with credit card debt is lining up to get the Angel Reese signature shoe.
Here it gives you the power of the me-bound.
Bang! Again! Bang!
Will she save it?
Instant panic at Reebok. A signature sneaker meant to catapult a rising WNBA star into global stardom instead collapses into meme fodder, empty shelves, and industry alarm. Tonight, how one launch turned into a business crisis, why Caitlin Clark's absence mattered, and what it means for Angel Reese's future. This is the inside story.
I don't know what the Reese was thinking. She wanted her shoe that just came out a couple months ago. It costs $1,000. Now look, I'm all for athletes getting their shoe, getting the shoe deal, having their design, specified, perfect shoe that's significant to them and to other fans. But $1,000 for a shoe, I love you. I really do. But you definitely been on some shit. Like lately. I'm not going to lie to you. You have. But
this isn't just a shoe story. It's about a brand's comeback bet, the economics of star power in women's sports, and a fragile moment in a young athlete's career. Reebok invested heavily. Shaquille O'Neal put his stamp on it, but the launch has instead become a case study in marketing gone wrong. Over the next 18 minutes, we'll break down the timeline, the reaction, and the fallout.
This is wild. WNBA All-Star Weekend. It's supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. Uh-oh.
Reebok's plan was ambitious. Make Angel Reese the face of their basketball revival. A signature shoe, huge social campaigns, and a high-visibility all-star reveal timed to ride the league's momentum. The ad creative promised, walk in your trap, take over your trap. But the optics that weekend didn't match the pitch.
It's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. It's got to be, let's do it. Shaq goes, I'll come to the game, goes courtside. So they obviously ended up debuting it at All-Star Weekend. And the plan was to literally go and use Caitlin Clark for the...
Angel arrived ready to own Indianapolis. Billboards, pop-ups, and meet and greets. But the rooms weren't full. The camera pans were harsh. Empty seats, slow foot traffic, and a viral thread that would rewrite the narrative. You can't sell shoes without Clark.
We have been following throughout the past 2 days surrounds a superstar herself, Caitlin Clark, the WNBA star, the Indiana Fever star, Caitlin Clark. She's going to miss all the action on the court.
In 2025, culture votes faster than focus groups. Within hours, the internet rebranded the launch. Meme pages, satirical ads, and dollar store dunks jokes. The product, intended as premium, became punchline.
We shall never know peace, at least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out, and I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places, but because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
Athlete branding needs 2 things, story and proof. Caitlin Clark brought consistently deliverable proof, sellouts, record viewership, performance highlights. Reese offered personality and moment. Brands bet on both, but performance gaps make the personality bet riskier.
It's one of those things where it's like it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together, because that is where they're going to be.
For Reebok, the stakes are corporate. Launches cost tens of millions when you count product, marketing, and talent deals. A flop like this forces choices. Repackage the shoe as lifestyle, delay the performance line, or, in worst case, scale back entirely.
There is the part of me that's like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention standpoint.
Angel tried to respond, a frictioned Instagram live and a short post thanking players. But in this moment, tone matters more than words. Defensiveness fuels the fire. Humility and clear action help recover brand trust.
WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up and you need to have a talk with your players.
So, what happens next? There are 3 realistic paths. A. Reebok doubles down, invests in performance storylines, and keeps the shoe. B. Reebok pivots product and messaging to lifestyle. C. Reebok quietly scales back. For Reese, the playbook is the same. Prove it on the court. Rebuild trust off it.
So the WNBA's All-Star game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say is a success? Yeah, for women's sport, that's still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only could draw that. So, and
this was supposed to be a coronation. Instead, it's a lesson. In 2025, star power still sells, but only if it's backed by performance and strategy. Angel Reese has the tools to rewrite the story. Reebok has the resources to salvage the launch. But only one thing will change the narrative for sure: consistent, convincing basketball.
And sent a blatant message, a shot across thou bow. All right, and your ship, well, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA and all their pay us what you owe us action, that action will sink. That action will sink. Woo! WNBA All-Star Game sees ratings drop without Caitlin Clark, and it's ugly. It's real.
Angel Reese walked into All-Star Weekend believing it would be her moment. Her takeover, her breakthrough, her chance to finally step out of Caitlin Clark's shadow. But instead, she walked straight into the biggest brand disaster of her young career. What Reese and Reebok planned as a massive, history-making sneaker debut instantly turned into a public meltdown the moment it became clear that everything, from the billboards to the hype videos to the $1,000 Diamond Dust shoes, was quietly built around the expectation that Caitlin Clark would be on the floor drawing the crowd, the cameras, the energy, and the numbers. But when Clark was sidelined by injury and appeared only in a hoodie, not in a jersey, the entire campaign collapsed right in front of Reese's eyes. The once loud promotional events suddenly looked empty. Social media roasted the price tag. Fans joked that more photographers showed up than actual buyers. And the hype Reebok paid millions to manufacture evaporated instantly. Ratings dropped by 36%, ticket prices fell almost 50%, and every metric proved the same brutal truth. Without Caitlin Clark, there was no spark, no excitement, no momentum, and certainly no shoe-selling power. Reese, who proudly strutted into Indiana declaring, "I own the city," quickly became the face of a failed marketing gamble, looking increasingly desperate as TikTok edits compared her empty launch events to Clark's sellout crowds and viral